Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. We are from Group 2. Now we will present the result of our discussion about analytical exposition. Before presentation, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Nadinda Nadia Vega, number absent 24, and my friend.
My name is Mutia Hapana Sapta, number absent 22.
My name is Farzalvana Diva, number absent 15. Let's start the presentation. First, meaning of analytical exposition. Analytical exposition is that which evaluates a topic critically but focuses only on one set of an argument. Analytical exposition are also sometimes called as argument essays. Jadi, analytical exposition yaitu teks yang mengevaluasi suatu topik secara kritik, namun hanya berfokus pada satu sisi argumen saja. Analytical exposition can be found in speeches or lectures, editorial, article of newspaper, and magazines, essays, leaflets, or pamphlet letters, and legal defenses. Jadi, analytical exposition bisa kita temukan pada ceramah, pidato, surat kabar, dan majalah. Kemudian, next, difference between analytical exposition and hortatory exposition. The difference between analytical exposition and hortatory exposition is the analytical is not written in persuasive language. Meanwhile, hortatory exposition text is written in persuasive language to influence other people using evidence and argument. Jadi pada analytical exposition itu tidak menggunakan kalimat persuasif, tapi pada hortatory exposition menggunakan kalimat persuasif yang berfungsi untuk mengajak para pembaca. In the hortatory exposition, the last paragraph is in the form of a recommendation or suggestion, while in analytical exposition, the last paragraph is in the form of a conclusion. Jadi pada hortatory exposition, paragraf terakhirnya yaitu berupa rekomendasi dan saran. Tapi pada hortatory exposition, kalimat terakhirnya berupa conclusion atau kesimpulan. Next, social function atau fungsi sosial analytical exposition. First, to persuade the readers that the idea is important matter, yang artinya untuk meyakinkan pembaca bahwa gagasan tersebut merupakan hal yang penting. Second, to analyze a topic and to persuade that the thesis or opinion is correct by developing an argument to support it. Artinya, menganalisis suatu topik dan meyakinkan bahwa tesis atau pendapat tersebut benar dan mengembangkan argumen untuk mendukungnya. The last, C. To persuade your target readers to look at an issue with your point of view, yang artinya membujuk pembaca sasaran Anda untuk melihat suatu isu dengan sudut pandang Anda. And then, general structure of analytical exposition atau struktur umum eksposisi analitis. First, thesis or statement of position. It is the statement of position. It introduces topic and indicates the writer's opinion or position. It states the writer's point of view about the topic discussed. Second, argument. This section supports the thesis. The number of arguments may vary, but each argument is supported by advance and explanation. And the last, reiteration or reinforcement of the thesis. It is also called reinforcement of the thesis. It restates the point of view of the writer to strengthen and the thesis. It ties it all together by reinforcing or summarizing the author point of view. Yang artinya, yang pertama adalah tesis atau pernyataan posisi, yaitu Topik ini memperkenalkan topik dan menunjukkan pendapat atau posisi penulis. Ini menyatakan sudut pandang penulis tentang topik yang dibahas. Kemudian yang kedua yaitu argumen. Bagian ini mendukung tesis. Jumlah argumen dapat bervariasi, tetapi setiap argumen didukung oleh bukti dan penjelasan. Dan yang terakhir yaitu reiteration atau penguatan tesis. Disebut juga penguatan tesis. Ia menyatakan kembali sudut pandang penulis untuk memperkuat tesis. Ia menyatukan semuanya dengan memperkuat atau meringkas sudut pandang penulis.
Language features of analytical exposition. First, focus on general human or non-human participant, yaitu berfokus pada partisipan manusia atau non-manusia generik. This, written in either first or third person depending upon the desired intent, yaitu ditulis dalam sudut pandang orang pertama atau ketiga tergantung pada efek yang diinginkan. Third, use of expression of statement opinion, yaitu penggunaan ungkapan untuk menyatakan pendapat. Use of simple present tense, yaitu penggunaan simple present tense. Use of mental process, yaitu penggunaan proses mental. Kemudian, use of material processes to state what happened, yaitu penggunaan proses material untuk menyatakan apa yang terjadi. Use of relational process, yaitu penggunaan proses relasional. Use of sequence oriented, yaitu penggunaan kata sampai sequence. Use of word to give example, penggunaan kata-kata untuk memberi contoh. Use of personal and emotive tone, penggunaan nada personal dan emosional. Sometimes use of passive voice, terkadang menggunakan kalimat pasif. Use of modal. The following are the function of modal. First, advice, show or prove. Second, suggestion. Then, show, solve. Third, obligation, must. Prohibition, mustn't. Lack of necessity, needn't. Permission, may, could, can. Request, can, could, may. Penggunaan kata kerja modal. Berikut ini adalah fungsi kata kerja modal. Saran, seharusnya. Akan, bisa, harus, akan. Kewajiban, harus. Larangan, tidak harus. Tidak perlu, izin. Itu boleh, bisa. Permintaan, bisa saja, boleh jadi. Kemampuan, bisa. Use of persuasive technique, penggunaan teknik persuasif. Use of the words yang involve statement, penggunaan kata-kata yang mengkualifikasikan pernyataan. Use of topic related vocabulary, penggunaan kosakata yang sesuai dengan topik. Use of compound and complex sentence, penggunaan kalimat majemuk dan kompleks. Sometimes use of conditional sentence, kadang-kadang penggunaan kalimat kondisional. Use of internal conjunction, exposition usually use internal conjunction. Causal, consequently, therefore, because, signs, because of, as a result of, contrast, different from, similar, instead of, comparative, the also, even of, efficient, beside, in addition, for comparison, number, but, on the other hand. Itu penggunaan konjungsi internal. Eksposisi biasanya menggunakan konjungsi internal. Yang pertama yaitu kausal, contohnya akibatnya, oleh karena itu, karena, sejak, oleh karena, sebagai akibat dari. Yang kedua, kontras, berbeda dari, mirip, dengan, bukannya. Yang ketiga, konsesif, walaupun sekalipun. Yang keempat, penambahan. Selain itu, sebagai tambahan, lebih lanjut. Yang kelima, perbandingan. Itu sementara itu, tetapi di sisi lain.
Now, I will give the example of analytical exposition. The title, homeschooling. First, the thesis. I do not think the homeschooling system is the best education system to use. Also, parents of homeschooling students think it's better because of the manageable solution. I think homeschooling system should wrap all of the learning aspects that formal school usually reach, such as in the learning process, socialization, and the self-development of the children. Second, first argument. Learning aspect in the school is not only how to understand the material or the content of a subject, but also how to experience directly what happens in my surroundings. The homeschooling students decide which path that they like the most and which thing that they want to learn deeper on it. The second argument, the aspect of the learning process also needed a good socialization of the children. Homeschooling students just socialize with people around them that they know well and impossible to do something that to them. They don't experience having a good response to react to something happen around to them, which is important as social beings.
The third argument. Finally, one-to-one learning that is applied in a homeschooling program does not learn that the children have a good development to face their real future. They do not exactly understand how to control and face a problem that they do not want to have because their surroundings really comfortable. The last conclusion. The standard of learning in the system makes students not educationally successful. System just like a controller of the student development and show that it is not the best way to teach or educate children.
That's all from us. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.